My name is Jessica. I'm 27 years old. And this Christmas was supposed to be different. For the first time in my life, it wasn't supposed to be about fixing things, or rescuing anyone, or quietly sacrificing my plans so everyone else could enjoy theirs. This Christmas was supposed to be mine, instead. I stood frozen in my kitchen, staring at my phone, watching my mother clutch hers on the other side of a video call. Her fingers were tight around it, knuckles pale like she was afraid it might slip away. Her face drained of color as her lips parted and she whispered, almost to herself, "What? No, this can't be happening." Behind her, chaos erupted. 5 kids screamed over each other. A toy crashed into the wall. Someone burst into tears because juice spilled down the front of a brand new dress. Another child shouted that someone stole their tablet. And in the middle of all that noise, my mom's eyes stayed locked on her screen, on the photo I had just sent her. A beach chair, a pair of sunglasses. And my plane ticket, dated for today. She had built her entire Christmas on one simple assumption, the same assumption my family had leaned on for years, that I would cancel my life. Again. That I would quietly step in and babysit all 5 grandkids while everyone else dressed up, laughed, drank wine, and posed for pictures by the tree. No pay. No thank you. Just guilt, you know. We can't do this without you. Except this year. I didn't bend, I didn't cancel, I changed my plans in a way she never saw coming. But this story didn't start with that shocked gasp. It started weeks earlier, with one phone call that finally pushed me past my limit. 2 weeks before Christmas. My phone lit up with my mom's name just as I finished another late report. I had been working overtime for months, saving every extra dollar, all for one thing, a solo Christmas trip. I had planned it since summer, quietly, carefully. It felt like rebellion, like oxygen. I answered on the 3rd ring. "Hey, Mom." Her voice was bright, too bright. "Jessica, perfect timing. I have the most wonderful plan for Christmas, and you are going to love it." My stomach tightened. When my mom had a plan, it was never really for her. "Okay," I said carefully. "What kind of plan?" "Well, you know your sister and your brother are bringing the kids this year," she began casually, "and they really deserve a break. They work so hard." There it was. We were thinking you could watch the kids for a couple of days while we get everything ready and have some adult time. A pause. "It's only 5 kids, you're so good with them." 5 kids. 2 under 3, 1 in a full dinosaur obsession phase, and twins who treated every room like a jungle gym. "Mom," I said slowly, "I already told you I booked a trip for Christmas. Remember, the beach place I've been saving for all year." She went quiet for half a second, then laughed. "Oh, that. You can move it, right? It's not like you have a husband or kids to worry about. You're flexible." Flexible. What she really meant was expendable. "My family needs me," she added. I stared at my half-packed suitcase in the corner. Non-refundable tickets. Vacation days already approved. "I really need this break," I said. "You get breaks all the time." She snapped back instantly. "They don't. And you love the kids. Think about their little faces." There it was. The guilt she had used my entire life. When classmates went to parties, I babysat. When coworkers planned trips, I got volunteered. When emergencies happened, my name was offered before I even knew. "Mom," I said, my throat tightening. "No one ever asks if I'm okay with this. It's just assumed." "Oh, don't be dramatic," she snapped. "Everyone else has real responsibilities. You're the only one without a family of your own." Something inside me cracked. Not loudly. Not violently. Sharply. Cold clarity slid into place. If they saw me as the built-in solution. Maybe it was time they learned what happened without me. "I can't promise anything," I said slowly. "I need to think." "You don't need to think," she replied briskly. "You know what the right thing is." Then she hung up, confident guilt would do its job, for the first time. It didn't. Instead of calling her back, I called my best friend. "You have the voice," Martha said immediately. "The one you get when your family is being ridiculous." I told her everything. The skipped holidays, the last-minute demands, the way my life was always negotiable. She was quiet when I finished. "Jess, She said finally, they do this every year. Then she started listing them. The office party. I missed the New Year's Eve I spent sick with toddlers. The wedding I skipped because I was double booked as free childcare. They don't treat you like a person. She said, they treat you like a service. She was right. Maybe I should just say no, I whispered. Or, she said, stop warning them. Let them deal with the consequences. The idea terrified me. It feels petty. That's not petty, she shot back. That's fair. That night, the family group chat exploded. Christmas emoji, is. Plans. Schedules. And then my mom typed. Jessica already promised to take all the kids. We'd be lost without her. Promised. I hadn't promised anything. My siblings reacted with relief. Thank God. You're a lifesaver. No one asked me. Something loosened in my chest. Fine. If they wanted to pretend I agreed. Then this year they could celebrate without me. The next morning I sat at my desk during lunch break, staring at my laptop screen. The tab was already open. My beach rental. Asterisk for weeks. I had hovered over that confirmation button, not because I couldn't afford it, not because I wasn't sure I wanted to go, but because part of me was still waiting for permission, waiting for my family to tell me it was okay to choose myself. Asterisk that day. Something was different. I checked the dates again. Check-in. December 23rd asterisk, checkout. December 27th asterisk, the exact window my mom expected me to be glued to her couch, surrounded by 5 sugar-fueled kids while everyone else laughed in another room. Asterisk I hovered for one last second, then I clicked confirm. Just like that. The trip stopped being a fantasy. Asterisk it became real. Not a maybe, not a someday. A fact. My phone buzzed less than 5 minutes later. Mom. I answered. Asterisk. Have you thought about what we talked about? She asked, skipping any greeting. Asterisk. I have, I said calmly. I'm still working some things out. Well, I already told your sister and brother you'd do it, she said briskly. They're counting on you. We all are. Asterisk, of course. She had. You're the only one who can handle all 5 of them at once, she added. You know how they get. I almost laughed. Translation. We've relied on you for so long we don't know how to function without you. Mom, I said. I never said yes. You shouldn't plan around me without asking. You didn't say no either, she snapped. And I knew once you had time to think you'd do the right thing. There it was again, the right thing. Asterisk as if there was only one acceptable answer, and it involved me canceling my life. Asterisk if I told her about my confirmed booking right then. I knew exactly what would happen. She'd cry. She'd talk about family and sacrifice. Asterisk. She'd call relatives and paint me as ungrateful until I gave in just to make the noise stop. Asterisk. They never warned me when they dumped things on me. Asterisk never asked how it affected my job or my plans. They just assumed I'd figure it out. So this time, I decided to give them the same courtesy they'd always given me. None. I'm still thinking, I repeated. I'll let you know. Her voice dropped into that dangerous, familiar tone. Don't pull anything dramatic, Jessica. We have a lot riding on this. Your sister already ordered special outfits for the kids. We need someone responsible. Responsible. Sacrificial. Convenient. I hear you, I said. I'll let you know. Asterisk when we hung up. I didn't cry. Asterisk I opened a blank document and started typing everything I'd never said. Every holiday I missed. Every weekend I canceled. Every time my life was treated like filler. The list was longer than I expected. Asterisk by the time I finished, my hands were shaking, not from fear, from clarity. That night, I read it to Martha. Asterisk. So, she said when I finished, what are you going to do? I looked at my suitcase, now fully packed. I'm going on my trip. Asterisk, and your mom? Asterisk, I'm done protecting her from consequences. Martha exhaled slowly. You ready for the fallout? No, I admitted, but I'm tired of being the only one afraid of upsetting people. Christmas Eve arrived faster than I expected. Asterisk for once, instead of waking up to instructions and schedules, I woke up to silence, my alarm, my suitcase, my choice. My mom still thought I'd be at her house by noon. Asterisk I brewed coffee, showered and put on the least festive outfit I owned, just to remind myself this wasn't their holiday. Asterisk before leaving. I opened the family group chat. Asterisk. New messages piled up overnight. Half-wrapped presents. Complaints about glitter. Asterisk last-minute shopping stress. Asterisk and then my mom's message. Asterisk Jessica will be here tomorrow to take the kids. Thank goodness for her. I don't know what we'd do without that girl. That sentence sealed it. I opened a private chat with her. Asterisk. I want to remind you I never agreed to babysit. I'll be out of town over Christmas. I hope you all have a great holiday. I stared at the message, then sent it. The typing dots appeared immediately. Out of town? What are you talking about? You knew we were counting on you. You can't change your mind now. I took a screenshot of my flight confirmation, snapped a photo of my packed suitcase by the door. Asterisk, I'm not changing my mind. I wrote, asterisk, I told you weeks ago I had plans. I'm just not canceling them this time. Asterisk, the accusations came. Fast. Selfish. Ruining Christmas. Asterisk, they can't handle 5 kids. Asterisk, I put my phone on silent, grabbed my suitcase, and walked out the door. The airport buzzed with holiday chaos. But for once, it wasn't mine to manage. I checked my bag, cleared security, sat at the gate. 30 minutes before boarding, I checked my phone. The group chat had exploded. What do you mean Jessica isn't coming? Asterisk. Mom, you said she promised. Asterisk. So who's watching the kids? I typed one message. I'm not a built-in babysitter. I love you all, but I'm choosing myself this year. I told Mom I had plans. You'll need to figure something else out. I hit send, silence, then my mom called. I answered. Asterisk chaos screamed. Through the phone. Asterisk, how could you do this? She demanded. Asterisk, everyone's coming tonight. The kids are already here. I can't host and watch them all. Asterisk, you shouldn't have planned everything around me without asking, I said quietly. Asterisk, that trip matters more than your family? She snapped. Asterisk, it matters more than being taken for granted. The boarding call echoed through the gate. I hope you all have a great Christmas, I said. Asterisk, but this year you'll have to figure it out without me. I hung up and boarded the plane. As I stepped onto the plane, I didn't look back. I slid into my seat, stowed my bag, and stared straight ahead, while the cabin filled with the sound of overhead bins slamming and families arguing about seat numbers. My phone buzzed in my hand one last time before I switched it to airplane mode. I didn't read the messages. For the first time in years, I didn't feel responsible for fixing what was breaking behind me. When the plane landed, the cabin erupted. In movement, seatbelts clicked open, people rushed the aisle. I stayed seated for a moment longer, breathing, letting it sink in. I had done it. I had chosen myself. As soon as my phone reconnected to the network, it lit up like a slot machine. Missed calls, voicemails, dozens of unread messages in the family chat. My thumb hovered over airplane mode again. I could have stayed invisible, could have disappeared into the sound of waves, but another part of me, the part that had always cleaned up the mess, needed to see what happened when I didn't. I opened the chat. The messages read like a slow-motion car crash. What do you mean Jess isn't coming? I thought you said she promised. So who's watching the kids tonight? Then the tone shifted. You told us this was handled. We booked everything because of what you said. Mom, why would you tell us she agreed if she didn't? For once, the frustration wasn't aimed at me. It was aimed at her. In the middle of the chaos, my mom kept repeating the same line. She changed her mind at the last minute. I don't know what got into her. My jaw tightened. I hadn't changed my mind. I had finally acted on it. There's a difference between surprising someone and betraying them. My family had never cared about that distinction when it came to me. A video call popped up. Mom. I hesitated, then answered. Her face filled the screen, flushed, frantic. Behind her, the living room looked like a toy store had exploded. Wrapping. Paper everywhere. Cookies half-eaten. 2 kids wrestling on the floor. One crying on the couch. A cartoon blared at full volume with no one watching. "What do you think you're doing?" she demanded. "Your sister's in the shower. The twins are fighting. Your brother's trying to get the baby down. We're drowning here." I tilted. The camera just enough for her to see the pool behind me. The palm trees. The blue sky. "I told you I was going on vacation," I said calmly. "I'm here." She stared at the screen like she was witnessing a crime. "You should be here," she snapped. "This is your responsibility." There it was, not a favor, not help, responsibility, double quote. "Why?" I asked quietly. "Because I don't have kids? Because I'm single? Because you decided my time matters less?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. "You know I can't do all of this myself," she said, retreating into old lines. "I thought you understood." "I do understand," I said. "I understand I've given up years of my life so everyone else could relax. And I'm done being the only one who pays that price." Her eyes shifted, not angry, now afraid, double quotes. "Jess," she whispered, "you're punishing me." I let the chaos speak for itself. "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe I'm just done punishing myself." A kid screamed behind her. Something crashed. "This conversation isn't over," she snapped. "Oh, it is," I replied. "You built your plans on something I never promised. I'm just not covering for it." She warned I'd regret pushing my family away. The truth was, I'd spent years feeling pushed to the edges already. I ended the call. That night, while my family scrambled to rebook dinners and trade babysitting shifts, I watched the sunset bleed orange and pink across the water. I ordered room service. I listened to the ocean. For the first time in years. Christmas Eve belonged to me. 2 weeks passed before my mom called again. This time, her voice was quiet. "Christmas was a disaster," she admitted. "The kids were out of control. Your brother and sister fought. Dinner got canceled. Your father made frozen pizzas." Once, that description would have filled me with guilt. Now, it sounded like honesty. "I'm sorry it was hard," I said. "But I'm not sorry I wasn't there." "I know," she whispered, "and that's what scares me." She told me my aunt asked her a question she couldn't answer. "Why is it Jessica's job to fix everything?" She admitted she'd used me as a guarantee. "I'm sorry," she said, "for making you feel valuable only when you were useful. We set boundaries. No assumptions. No volunteering me. Payment for babysitting. And one final rule. If she ever promised my time without my consent, we were done." She agreed. Not happily. But honestly. Weeks later, my sister texted, "We're thinking of a spring barbecue. No babysitting. Just hanging out. You in?" For the first time, I believed it. Maybe that's the real revenge. Not screaming, not cutting people off, but forcing them to rebuild their world without assuming you're the foundation holding it up for free. I don't know what next Christmas will look like. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll be on another beach. What I do know is this. They finally see me. Not as the built-in babysitter. But as a person. So tell me, was I cruel for stepping back? Or was this the only way they would ever learn? What would you have done?